Hey my glam girls, welcome back to my channel. It's Chelsea, where we talk about all things glam and all things girly. I'm a beauty consultant, and today a few of you all asked for this comparison, and when I saw it the first time I was like, that's a comparison. I am personally comparing the two best foundations that I have tried so far this year. Although one of them came out a little toward the end of last year, we're gonna put it in this year. This new YSL All Hours foundation compared to the new Gucci foundation. I'll be showing you what these foundations look like after a good bit of wear, flash photography testing, showing you what they look like in natural lighting, studio lighting, and sharing with you my thoughts and which one I think is the best and which one might be best for you. So stay tuned for all of that. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I truly do appreciate it. And if you are new, I would love for you to click that subscribe button and join the Glam Girl Squad, because we'd love to have you. And let's get right into this video. Now, I have done dedicated reviews on both of these foundations, so I will link both of them so you can watch those. I do give more detail. This one, I just kind of want to do a strict, like, show it down. Which one's the best? Point out the major differences, and then we gonna be done. Okay, so first, starting off with the YSL All Hours foundation. This is the new reformulated one. It does retail for $60. It comes in 40 shades, and I have the shade DN1. And DN1 stands for Deep Neutral. So this foundation has a broad spectrum of 30. It's supposed to last 24 hours. It's claiming to have a full coverage type of coverage. The finish is going to be breathable. It's also going to be transfer proof, waterproof, heat resistant. It's a luminous matte formula, and it's going to be infused with hyaluronic acid and jasmine petal. And that's going to provide the skin with that hydrated feel, but long-lasting type of wear. I love this foundation, okay? Let me tell you. This foundation stole my heart from the first time I used it. If I'm going anywhere where I need my face to be looking what it needs to look like, this is the foundation I've been reaching for. I would say since, I think this came out in December, that's when I got it, since then, okay? I've traveled with it. I feel like my skin looks so poreless, so refined. I would agree that this is more of like a luminous matte because I do have it on this side of the face, and I don't feel like my face looks flat and matte. I also don't feel like it looks heavy on my face, even though the coverage is full, okay? Does this have a fragrance? It does have a fragrance. It's a slight fragrance, like it's nothing that sits and like lasts on the skin. So after I blended it into my face, I didn't smell the fragrance, but there is fragrance in the formula. I also believe that there is dimethicone in the formula, which is going to help to smooth the pores and make the skin look more refined. I love this foundation. Highly recommended. The only downside to this foundation that I don't like is that the shade range is not the best. It's 40 shades, but it's not the best shade range. Up until this foundation, I was not able to wear this brand outside of their skin tint because I could never find a shade that was even close to my complexion. So that would be like the biggest qualm I think that is against this particular foundation, is the shade range is not the best. Even when you saw me apply this onto my face, this shade is a little deeper than my skin, but I can make it work. This would also be a really great shade for me once I get a tan in the summer, but I can make it work. I love this foundation nonetheless. I think this one is great for people who have normal combination oily skin. If you have dry skin though, I do know some people who have dry skin and they love this foundation because it is so lightweight and it does have HA in it, jasmine petal. It has more of a hydrating formula. So I would say if you have dry skin, go in with a hydrating primer and then put this on top, and I think you would really love it. Or you could also add a drop of your beauty oil to it just to make it a little bit more hydrating. But I think this is one of those foundations that really can work for all complexions, hands down. It is gorgeous, all right? So when I tried this new Gucci foundation, I was like, oh my gosh, this might be the best foundation of the year. Like, cause this actually did come out this year. Okay, so this one retails for $69. It also comes in 40 shades, and this has a luminous matte finish as well. I have the shade 310N in this particular foundation. This is also supposed to be a very lightweight foundation, 24 hours worth of wear, non-transferable, full coverage in one drop, which I do agree with that. It's going to have a hydrating formula. I think I mentioned luminous matte finish. It has high skin affinity powders, coated pigment with proprietary polymer technology, and it also has hyaluronic acid, black rose oil that'll help to boost and maintain hydration while deeply soothing and comforting the skin. It's also dermatologically tested, non-comedogenic, suitable for all skin types, even for sensitive skin, and it is suitable for the eyes. I guess if you wanted to put the foundation on your eyes. This also is scented. It smells like the regular Gucci product scent, but I would say that this is much less scented than other Gucci products that I own. So that is that. Okay, here's the thing. This Gucci foundation is stunning, okay? It is beautiful. I love the reflectivity that this does have. I remember when I first put this foundation on, I was like, why do I feel like there's like light literally coming from my face with this foundation? This does not have an SPF in it at all. 1 fluid ounce in the Gucci, and in YSL, we actually get 0.84 fluid ounces or 25 milliliters of product. So a little less product in the YSL compared to the Gucci. Okay, this particular foundation I think did a really good job of blurring the pores and also making the skin look really smooth and radiant. I felt like this was the first foundation that I had tried that really had a luminous matte finish. Like there was luminosity radiating from my face, but the overall finish was a little more matte. I think I remember saying that I think this was more of like a demi-matte type of finish. This lasts very well on the skin, just like the YSL All Hours foundation. And I love the finish at the end of the day. Now, in terms of who I think this particular formula will work for, I think this formula is gonna work well for individuals who really do have all skin types, because the formula is nice and hydrating. So I think if you do have drier skin, then this will be a formula that you can work with and enjoy. Normal skin is fine, a combination is fine. Now, what I will say is that if you do have oily skin, you might wanna go in with your mattifying primer first, or definitely set your face with like a good sturdy powder, because at the end of the day, I definitely felt like I had some radiance that didn't bother me. But if you have oily skin, and depending on how you like for your skin to look, you may want to powder this down a little bit so that it can stay nice and flawless. Okay, now, shade range on Gucci I think is better than the shade range of YSL, because I think these shades are looking representative of multiple complexions. So I think you might have a better or maybe an easier time finding a shade in the Gucci foundation, maybe compared to YSL. But I love that both of them do come in 40 shades. Here's the thing. I'm gonna come in close and we're gonna see what things are looking like. I've had both of these foundations on now for 3 hours, and we can already see some differences between the two. Okay, so coming in close, I think both sides of the face look really beautiful. So YSL over here and Gucci over here. However, do y'all notice my pores right here compared to on the Gucci side? They are so much more blurred and smooth than compared to this Gucci foundation. Everywhere else, like in terms of like their luminosity, I feel like we are getting a little bit more luminosity from the Gucci side compared to the YSL side. And I feel like we see a little more like dew on this side of my face compared to this side of my face. Now, taking these both in natural lighting, I think they both looked really beautiful on the skin. And when you're looking at them now in natural lighting, this was right after I had applied them. And then for flash photography, there was no flashback. Even though considering the YSL does have an SPF of 30, there was no flashback. So either one of these foundations will work great if you are taking pictures with flash. And I love both of them, okay? Both of them. But if I am critiquing based on which one looks more flawless, which one looks better on the skin, which one is making my skin look more perfected, honey, YSL wins this one for sure. And like I said, this is only after 3 hours of wear. So, you know, we could take this all day long. I don't think we're gonna see too much more of a difference than what we're seeing now, because they both hold up really well. I do have a smile line right here. Neither one of these foundations really settles at all in the smile line. And I say really settle because, I mean, I'm gonna always have a little bit of settling, but it's nothing that's gonna overly accentuate my smile line. They last beautifully. The only difference is that on the Gucci side, if I were to wear this another 5 hours, we might have just a little more radiance, And that's what I meant by if if you do have more oily skin, you might want to powder your face just a little bit more so that you can stay mattified a little longer. Or maybe just bring you some, you know, what do you call those things? Oil wipes, mattifying papers, and, you know, pat, and then you're good to go. Because I remember in the Gucci, I think it was this Gucci foundation, I think I did touch up, and like I touched up, took the shine away, and like I could have definitely gone on another like 4 or 5 hours, and I had already had it on for 10, 11 hours. So both of these foundations last all day long. I just keep looking at my face in my mirror back here, and I'm like, I love the radiance though from Gucci, but the YSL is just more perfecting. So depending on what you like and what you're looking for in a foundation, if you're like me and you're like, I want something, like if I'm gonna wear full coverage, I need for you to come with it. Like, make my skin look perfected, but I don't want my skin to look dry and matte and like I've got layers upon layers upon layers of foundation, and I think YSL wins it for me. Now, if you like a thinner formula of foundation, the Gucci one does have a thinner formula. YSL is gonna be a little thicker, but once blended onto the skin, they both look more lightweight than what you might imagine just reading the, you know, just knowing that they're full coverage foundation. So I really don't think you can go wrong with either one. I love both. I will be wearing both. But in this showdown, YSL wins it for me. So let me know your thoughts down below. Which side do you think looks better? Are you here for Team Gucci or are you here for Team YSL? I want to know what you think down below. And if you've made it to this point in the video and you have yet to subscribe to my channel, I would love for you to consider subscribing and joining the Glam Girl Squad. And guys, that is it. Thank you so much for watching, and I really hope to see you in my very next video. Bye, guys.